All this week, we've been learning about some incidents of wasteful spending connected with the U.S. reconstruction efforts in Afghanistan. So in her final report, special correspondent Allison Spann tells us about two projects that really stand out, not just because of the waste involved, but also because some members of the military were on the take.
Reports from the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction reveal that stealing and reselling fuel became a big business in the country. Military bases there rely heavily on fuel, so deliveries to and from bases are routine. Unfortunately, some took advantage of this. Investigations done by Cigar exposed military members who accepted bribes, stole fuel, and sold it on the black market, amounting to $154.4 million in lost fuel from U.S. military bases.
If we find people who take bribes, who steal things, we will take them to court and we will prosecute them, and they will go to jail.
Cigar's investigations into fuel theft have led to 40 convictions, totaling more than 115 years in prison. But some waste has gone unpunished. In June 2013, Cigar found that the Department of Defense built a $36 million, 64,000 square foot command center at Camp Leatherneck, despite pleas from the generals on the ground not to.
We identified the person who made the decision, who overruled the general out in the field, and we said this person should be reprimanded. The Department of Defense said, it's not a big deal. No, they gave a pass.
The building now sits unoccupied with sheets of plastic still covering furniture.
It's a disaster, but it comes from poor leadership, and you don't blame our soldiers, you blame the politicians for not doing a good enough job.
The U.S. has had boots on the ground since late 2001. Our troops have taken on support roles, combat roles, and of course contributed to reconstruction efforts.
I feel in my own heart of hearts that we never really understood what we were dealing with Afghan society, and therefore we didn't understand how to influence and change it.
Retired Major General Tim Haake reflects on lessons learned during his time in Afghanistan.
We came in and we wanted to get rid of what we call warlords and mullahs. We set up a contrary structure with Karzai and so on, and we were at loggerheads with those forces. If we had worked through them, we would be in a lot better situation than we are today. I am convinced of that.
So what should be the role of the military in these reconstruction efforts?
You asked the question, is that a military mission? A lot of us think it probably is not. It's a mission that needs to be done, but I think it's USAID and the State Department that are the kumbaya people, and the military is the people that come up and establish peace so that they can do their job. And you know, when you look at war planning, phase 5 is stability operations. So when everything's smoking and destroyed, that's when these folks come in and they do their thing. They restore civilian government, institutions, courts, graves registration, all of that.
Inspector General Sopko said that although it wasn't being used, the command center at Camp Leatherneck was the best constructed building he had seen during all of his visits to Afghanistan. Unfortunately, the millions of taxpayer dollars used to build the complex didn't go to an American company, but a British contractor instead.
Great work on these stories, Allison. Really enjoyed the whole series. Thank you so much for this reporting.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And tomorrow, we are going to have the Afghan Restoration Inspector General, John Sopko. He's going to join us right here on Rising. We are also going to assess the status of the wars in Afghanistan and in Iraq. We'll be right back.